I wrote about all of you because I was captivated by you. Living your lives so out in the open.
Welcome to MsMojo, and for this list, we're looking at all the times Bridgerton's female characters were the real stars.
Your presence is noted, and your queen most appreciative.
Number 20, the Queen's deductions.
Everyone who is not a Bridgerton may go. Now!
Having been failed by Eloise's deductive abilities and the Bow Street runners she hired back in Season 1, by Season 3, Her Majesty's hunt for Whistledown is in full swing. She puts a bounty on Whistledown's head, leading to the town's most inept residents confessing to her. However, at Colin and Penelope's wedding breakfast, the Queen arrives having finally worked out that Lady Whistledown must either be a Bridgerton or someone closely connected to them.
Someone in this room has something to hide. And I shall not leave until they come forward and reveal themselves.
She still doesn't know that it's Penelope, though Lady Danbury has by now clearly solved the town's greatest mystery, but it was fun to see the Queen applying herself to deductive reasoning and succeeding.
And now, only when the Cowper girl publishes lies about this very family, suddenly Whistledown rushes to print.
Number 19, the Lady in Silver. This is easily going to go down as one of the most iconic moments in Bridgerton history, when Benedict first sees Sophie, disguised as the Lady in Silver, across the ballroom. Even underneath that mask, we sense Sophie's wide-eyed wonder at the enormous chandelier, while everybody else is preoccupied with gossip and fancy dress.
Forgive me for interrupting. I have just found this young lady's dance cut. But unfortunately, my name is up next.
For Benedict, this was certainly love at first sight, and he falls even harder when Sophie reveals that she's a lady at a ball who doesn't know how to dance.
What is your name?
Why did you rescue me?
It is rare to see someone beaming with joy at one of these things.
It's also the first time the audience sees Sophie, which certainly enhances the effect. Only afterwards do flashbacks show us how she managed to sneak into the ball that night. Number 18, the Featheringtons need an heir.
Shall I take your fatigue as a good sign? That you have been engaging in the unnecessary activities?
While we always enjoyed the Featherington sisters as comic relief in Seasons 1 and 2, Prudence and Philippa undoubtedly gave us some of Season 3's funniest moments. A world away from Violet's infamously awkward sex talks, Portia is more straightforward when she comes to realize that her two married daughters don't seem to grasp how a baby's made.
A woman's pleasure is somewhat more subtle than a man's.
Though it initially seems like they do know, Philippa delivers this iconic line in response, revealing that actually she's not going to sire an heir if they keep at it this way.
When he inserts himself.
Inserts himself? Inserts himself where?
Prudence, meanwhile, doesn't enjoy it at all, preferring to stroll in public with Mr. Dankworth so that everybody knows she has a handsome, if airheaded, husband.
His breeches remain on?
Of course.
Why must I be punished over and over?
Number 17, Violet has her garden tended. Finally, Season 4 brought us the moment we've been waiting for, hinted at throughout Season 3 and Queen Charlotte. Violet and Marcus Anderson finally had that tea.
I would like to have tea, but I do not know how to do that.
Well, I can have invitations made if you would.
Not that kind of tea.
After a slow but meaningful courtship, Violet throws caution to the wind and decides that, as the Dowager Viscountess, she doesn't need to get married to have Marcus water her garden, as it were.
Everyone drinks tea, Mom.
Yes, that is true. Everyone drinks tea.
So she makes an extraordinarily bold move, inviting him for tea and then presenting herself in lieu of a teapot.
Am I to understand that this means?
I am the tea that you are having.
For a show that centers so heavily on sex, it took a while for it to foreground one of its older characters in an intimate activity, but it was certainly worth the wait to finally see Violet's garden in bloom. Number 16, Pinnacles. Our two perennial introverts, Francesca and John, are trying to conceive a child. John suggests that their chances could improve if Francesca reaches her pinnacle, i.e. an orgasm.
Well, I have heard a woman is more likely to conceive if she achieves a pinnacle.
But this is the 19th century, so Francesca has to search far and wide for an explanation of what this elusive pinnacle is.
A pinnacle? It is pleasant. It is more than pleasant. a delightful closeness.
She first asks Violet, which goes as well as you'd expect, and then she turns to Lady Whistledown herself. Never one to be candid. Penelope spells it out for her, and she learns what's supposed to happen without any of Violet's useless euphemisms.
It is a sensation that occurs between your legs and spreads throughout your entire body.
At least Penelope will, hopefully, be on hand to explain things for Eloise and Hyacinth in the future. Number 15, Cressida is Lady Whistledown.
We must get that reward before the real Whistledown decides to publish again.
Who expected that Season 3 would make Cressida Cowper a compelling character? But we almost wanted her ruse as Lady Whistledown to succeed, after seeing how her father was threatening to marry her off to one of his friends, or exile her in the countryside.
Dear reader, it is I, Lady Whistledown. Today I bring you much gossip from about the many lands.
Her shock announcement at Colin and Penelope's engagement party was one of the biggest twists in Bridgerton history, upstaging Cantonese baby news.
You would like to know who Lady Whistledown is? You shall know. I am she.
And the following episode, in which Cressida and Lady Cowper are pariahs at the Mondrich's ball, had some of the most outrageous costumes we've ever seen in the Ton. Perhaps one day Cressida will return to London and get a true redemption arc. Number 14, The Maid War.
So skilled was this maid, apparently, that Lady Penwood was in need of 4 new maids to replace her.
Partway through Season 4, Lady Penwood decides to wreak some chaos after her household suffers in Sophie's absence.
Lady Penwood is said to have enticed Lady Keswick's ladies' maids with promises of better pay.
Rather than advertise, interview, and hire a maid the old-fashioned way, she decides she's simply going to buy their loyalty, paying them more than their current households, and starting the maid war with the rest of the Ton. She's frozen out of polite society for this, but not before delivering her killing blow, breaking up the dynamic duo of Portia Featherington and Mrs. Varley.
Welcome back, Mom.
Despite being the season's villain, Araminta's power play does prove that the Ton ought to value the people downstairs far more. Number 13, Venus.
George?
For the first half of Queen Charlotte, the young Charlotte doesn't understand why the king and his courtiers are keeping her at arm's length, sending her to live at Buckingham House rather than joining him at Kew. And then, one fateful night, all becomes clear when she witnesses one of his manic episodes.
It is Venus. Say hello.
No, I am Venus. Right here, I am Venus.
You are Venus.
Yes.
In this powerful scene, Charlotte understands and grounds him, showing him the compassion he sorely needs. Later, she insists on remaining with him despite his attempts to push her away, delivering one of the best love confessions ever on the show. The king and queen really put the Bridgertons to shame.
I will stand with you between the heavens and the earth. I will tell you where you are. Do you love me?
I love you!
Number 12, Sophie tends to Benedict's wound.
You are injured.
I'm not injured. I may have earned a small bruise.
Benedict finds himself cut by a shard of glass after heroically rescuing Sophie and the other maids, but predictably he pretends it's nothing to worry about. He tries to power through without even dressing the wound, only for Sophie to find him writhing in agony in the middle of the night.
This is hardly a bruise. Why did you not say anything?
She disinfects it and puts a pressure dressing on, while in his dreams, Benedict very nearly puts together that she's the lady in silver he's been searching for.
Do not leave me. Do not leave me again. My lady.
Alas, this wasn't to happen just yet, but Sophie dutifully keeps watch over him all night and sees him through the worst of his fever. Number 11, Penelope reveals all. It's time for the real Lady Whistledown to make herself known in the gripping finale of Season 3.
Hello, all. Or should I say, dearest gentle readers?
Penelope is resolute that she must reveal herself, despite Colin insisting that the truth would ruin them, though the decision is ultimately made for her when the Queen demands her public unmasking.
In the beginning, I never thought anyone would take my writing seriously. Why should they? No one has ever taken any part of me seriously.
Far from being ruined, however, Penelope seizes the opportunity, waxing lyrical about how she used her acidic pen to achieve financial freedom, calling out Regency Society's lack of opportunities for women.
If she affords me the chance to continue, I mean to aim my quill more responsibly. That is my repentance and my plea.
We're still not sure she should be forgiven yet for what she did to Marina, but leave it to Lady Whistledown to be a master of spin. Number 10. Marina gives Colin a reality check. Almost a year after their ill-fated whirlwind romance, Colin Bridgerton seeks out Marina Thompson in pursuit of closure.
Throughout my travels, I kept pondering how I left things between us. All of those terrible things I said to you.
Colin, there is no need.
I want you to know that I'm sorry. And that I forgive you as well.
I do not need your apology any more than I desire your forgiveness.
Whatever mistakes Marina once made, it is clear that she has already moved on and made peace with her choices. In contrast, Colin has been dwelling obsessively on the past and wondering what might have been.
That is a fool's form of torture. I have left the past behind. You should do the same.
Whatever she says, Colin assumes that Marina, who married for necessity rather than love, must be dissatisfied. She is quick to set him straight, though.
You are a boy, caught up in his own fantasies. In truth, I once thought that would be enough to save me from my reality, but what I learned is, I do not need saving in that way.
Content in the life she has built with her husband, Marina refuses to entertain Colin's view of her as a tragic figure. Her clear-eyed, mature perspective is tough for Colin to take, but something he desperately needed to hear.
You have many people who care for you. Seek them out, because your future will certainly not be found in the past with me.
Number 9. Lady Danbury becomes the champion Simon needs. Simon had his issues to sort through, but with a father like his, it's a wonder he grew up as well adjusted as he did. That is, in large part, due to the influence of Lady Danbury. As his godmother, she takes a keen interest in his well-being that his father does not share.
Have you learned to read? To write? To ride a horse? To fence? Well, then why ever are you not in school?
I can not eat.
Though she is clearly heartbroken by Simon's bruised self-esteem, she does not give him pity. Rather, she becomes the first adult in his life to relate to him. And with a mind to his future, she also becomes the first parental figure to offer validation.
I will help you to overcome this stammer of yours. But in exchange, you must promise me that when you step into the light, you will be worthy of the attention you command.
Simon's father may have been a dud, but we should all be so lucky to have Lady Danbury in our corners.
I sharpened my wit, my wardrobe, and my eye, and I made myself the most terrifying creature in any room I entered.
Number 8. Sienna answers passion with pragmatism. One of our earliest introductions to the callous side of Anthony Bridgerton saw him abruptly ending his relationship with opera singer Sienna Rosso.
You said you would always protect me. You promised to care for me, my lord. And now? What shall I do now?
You shall leave.
Despite his proclaimed duty to find a suitable wife, he becomes jealous when he sees his former paramour socializing with Simon. However, when he shows up at the theater to get her back, she isn't exactly receptive to his renewed attention.
Surprising as it may be to you, I do not sit here merely waiting for your visits. I have plans of my own to attend.
With the Duke?
My affairs are no longer your concern, sir, as you have already made abundantly clear.
Antony attempts to persuade Sienna of his feelings for her, but she is the one to remind him of the realities of their social positions. It's not spite that motivates Sienna, simply a desire to protect herself from further heartbreak. She may not be a noblewoman, but she knows she deserves better than to be toyed with.
You have made me promises before, and I, like a fool, believed them. I cannot be your fool again.
Number 7. Eloise has no sympathy for Benedict. It's no secret that Eloise chafes against the expectations of her class, which usually manifests in her patented snark.
It is terribly familiar, yet I am sure this is the first time I've seen it.
That is because, like all of these paintings, it was done by a man who sees a woman as nothing other than a decorative object.
However, a late-night conversation with Benedict shows us the genuine feeling under all the quippy one-liners. While Benedict mopes about his artistic efforts, Eloise can't hold back her frustration.
It must be so very difficult to want something and not be able to get it. If you enjoy drawing but need practice, then practice. Hire a drawing master. Find a young lady to act impressed. If you desire the sun and the moon, all you have to do is go out and shoot at the sky. Some of us cannot.
As she points out the lack of support that women face from the world, it's clear how deeply Eloise resents the unequal status quo. She reminds Benedict of the barriers he will never face, citing Lady Whistledown, who must hide behind a pen name and publish in secret to protect herself. Direct and undeniably correct, Eloise shuts down his pity party hard.
Whistledown is a woman. Therefore, she has nothing. And still, she writes. You're a man, therefore you have everything. You are able to do whatever you want. So do it. Be bold.
Number 6. Kate's competitive streak comes out. If there's one thing we learn about Kate Sharma, it's that she plays every game to win, especially against Antony. We see this on full display during a round of Pall Mall at Aubrey Hall.
Are you in a losing mood?
My mood shall remain unchanged, regardless of your choice.
Ah, is that so? You would bravely bear the crushing shame of defeat.
However, an earlier outing to the races had already revealed Kate to be a formidable and unapologetic opponent. When Antony shares his choice of horse, Kate, of course, has a contrary opinion, one that she has clearly done her homework on.
Nectar ran well at Doncaster, but that was a firmer course. The weather was much cooler, thus his size was an advantage. Today, the track is soft and it is hot, meaning he will struggle to make headway, overheat and slow down during the final leg, giving Highflyer, a much swifter, lighter, cooler horse, the victory.
Antony is dismissive, but once the race starts, it's obvious Kate has gotten under his skin. No amount of cheering can change the fact that Kate was right, though. Insufferable as Antony's been, we don't begrudge her taking a small moment to gloat.
I must say, I've never bested a Viscount before. Beating you feels the same as any other win, but somehow smells sweet.
Number 5. Eloise and Penelope confront each other. Devastating as this moment was, it was also impossible to look away from. After 2 seasons of sleuthing, Eloise finally discovers the true identity of Lady Whistledown.
I'm so sorry, you were right about all of it. I was trying to protect you.
Is that what you were doing? By writing about me in your latest sheet? By telling the entire world about things I trusted you with?
It was the only way I could convince the Queen it wasn't you. It was the only way I could save you.
The raw emotions erupting in this scene are hard to endure, especially because the 2 best friends know just which buttons to push to cause the most pain.
Sequestered here, in this very room, writing your secret little scandal sheet, tarnishing everyone in town all because you are too scared to stand up for yourself in reality. You are something, Penelope. An insipid wallflower indeed.
Penelope's desperate attempts to explain herself don't move Eloise. Her hurt and betrayal are palpable on screen, as she rips into Penelope for all the permanent damage she could have inflicted. However, Penelope ultimately isn't ready to just roll over. She has a dart of her own for Eloise that we know is sure to fester long after the fight has ended.
All you ever do is talk about doing something. You have all these great ambitions, these great plans, but I am the one who actually did something great, and you cannot stand it, can you? But what do you think that makes you?
Number 4. Edwina takes control. Easygoing and mild-mannered, Edwina has spent her life letting stronger personalities dictate what's best for her. That all ends in the aftermath of her cancelled wedding.
I cannot marry you, Lord Bridgerton. You cannot provide me with what it is that I want. What it is that I deserve.
Shaken as she is by the events of the day, a moment with Queen Charlotte helps Edwina find the strength to speak up for herself. Antony offers a vision of a dutiful, if loveless, marriage that she summarily rejects.
I may not know exactly what true love feels like, but I certainly know what it is not. It is not deception or wandering eyes.
or a role to be fulfilled.
Even more difficult, she asserts her independence from Kate. Though her sister loves her, Edwina can now see that she has used her to hide from her own feelings.
You say you have spent your life trying to give me everything I lacked. But really, you simply gave me everything you really wanted for yourself, as though my life were not my own.
It's a moment of incredible bravery in the middle of a day that should have left her completely crushed. Whatever anyone else may think, Edwina is ready to stand on her own.
Today, you have lost your power. Well, I have made up my own mind. And that is victory enough for me.
Number 3. Portia turns the tables. A master schemer no matter the circumstances, Portia attempts to improve her family's desperate financial situation by running an investment scam with the new Baron Featherington. But when Jack reveals he plans to take her and the swindled funds to America, we see where her true loyalties lie.
Portia, we are a team, and an excellent one at that.
Oh, I already have a team. They are 3 young ladies, often nettling and contrary, but they are mine.
We finally experience someone using the misogyny of the era to their advantage, when Portia points out how easy it will be for her to play the innocent victim. To Jack's shock and dismay, she further reveals that she has even thought up a solution to her immediate problems, which leaves him out in the cold.
I will keep a large share of the money to support myself and my young ladies. And I had Mrs. Varley forge a signature on a document stating that as soon as one of my girls has a son, the estate shall pass to them.
Faced with the threat of society's wrath, Jack has no choice but to concede. Apparently, Portia's beast mode is Mama Bear.
You are cruel.
I am a mother. And you're not leaving any worse off than when you arrived. With nothing.
Number 2. Daphne's speech to Simon. After Daphne learns of Simon's painful family history, she's finally able to understand the fear that holds him back. With their marriage on the line, she wastes no time in getting right to the point.
Just because something is not perfect does not make it any less worthy of love.
There has been distrust and secrecy between the couple, but the summer rainstorm seems to wash all of that away. And Simon's emotional walls begin to crumble as Daphne professes her feelings openly.
I love all of you. Even the parts that you believe are too dark and too shameful. Every scar, every flaw, every imperfection.
While we saw all kinds of steamy passion between these two, this display of honest devotion is the most intimate moment Bridgerton has given us. Daphne may be a debutante damsel, but she becomes Simon's white knight with words that prove that real love is, indeed, patient and kind, and always supportive.
You may think you are too damaged and too broken to ever allow yourself to be happy, but you can choose differently, Simon. You can choose to love me as much as I love you. That should not be up to anyone else.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Kate's introduction. It was love at first sight, and then hate, and then love again. Kate Sharma burst onto the ton with a verve that would make Jane Austen proud.
We've not yet been introduced!
I'm afraid that is not possible, not when I have a victory lap to enjoy!
However, sparks don't really start to fly until the Danbury ball, where Kate overhears Antony's demeaning wish list for a prospective bride. A topic she doesn't hesitate to bring up in the face of Antony's subsequent charm offensive.
But you were eavesdropping.
It was hardly an effort, seeing as you were proclaiming your many requirements for a wife, loud enough for the entire party to hear.
You take issue with my requirements?
I take issue with any man who views women merely as chattels and breeding stock.
As we have already witnessed the Viscount's demeaning approach to the marriage market in action, watching Kate dress him down becomes even more satisfying. Yet, while Antony is clearly taken aback, he still has the confidence to try flirting again.
So you find my smile pleasing?
I find your opinion of yourself entirely too high. Your character is as deficient as your horsemanship. I shall bid you good night.
Let us know in the comments who your favorite Bridgerton lady is.